Welcome back to my views and news. Another video with new stories from Ethiopia and Sudan. More PM Abiy's bloopers are being shared. PM Abiy attended a key summit in France where world leaders were there, and yesterday I shared comparative speeches of the Prime Minister of Ethiopia and Kenyan President. Purpose is not to insult the Prime Minister or to show that he is incompetent. Purpose is to tell the people that he was not prepared. He should have been prepared. We're not raising questions about his capabilities. But when you're attending such a conference, you should be well prepared. We're not raising questions about his English speaking skills. It does not matter. What matters is preparation, your vision about a new global financial arrangement. Two more bloopers. I would share just one with you because I'll speak about that too. Secondly, Ethio Forum is back on air. This YouTube channel had tens of thousands of followers. It was blocked. It was suspended last year. It became inactive because those journalists who were running the channel, they had been arrested. Now they are out of Ethiopia. Thirdly, viewers, Gondar, North Gondar. Mesafent is being hunted down by security forces. Mesafent Fano commander. A hotel was raided in North Gondar where reportedly or allegedly Mesafent was staying. Fourthly, viewers, a lawyer has been arrested for the second time today. He was arrested a few months ago too, then he was released. This lawyer was arrested in the past too when EPRDF was in power. And lastly, Sudan, viewers, heavy clashes ongoing in Nyala, South Darfur. Since this morning, heavy clashes ongoing. Details for you from Sudan, what is happening, what is overall situation in Darfur. Firstly, viewers, PM Abiy is attending, he attended a summit in France, which is about discussions for the establishment of a new global financial pact. World leaders, heads of financial institutions like IMF, World Bank are there. From Africa, South African president is there. From Ethiopia, PM Abiy. From Kenya, William Ruto. Lots of other world leaders there too. Yesterday, I shared with you a clip of PM Abiy's speech. He wasn't very impressive. People say, Sajid, you just criticize the Prime Minister of Ethiopia. That is why I shared two clips yesterday for you to see. William Ruto and PM Abiy. William was very prepared. We saw that. PM Abiy was not prepared. I have nothing to do with his language skills. And I don't take language skills seriously. What matters is the vision, the content. He lacked content when he spoke yesterday. William was more prepared. So he should have been prepared. Two more bloopers are being shared. I would show just one. One video shows PM Abiy extending his hand towards IMF CEO. But Kristalina is the name of the lady. But she did not see, I think, the Prime Minister. That is why she did not shake hand. So this is being shared as if PM Abiy was snubbed. I don't agree. Like I said yesterday, that PM Abiy was meeting with the South African president. It's not that he was snubbed by the South African president, but His critics keep on sharing such videos to prove as if he's being neglected by international community. No, international community, the principle in international relations is interests. If Ethiopian interests align with other countries' interests, you would see friendship, you would see discussion, you would see agreements. There are no friends or foes in international relations. If interests of countries converge, they're friends. If don't, they're not. Now, second clip is important, which is a blooper, I would say, I want to share with you, and that is another sign that PM was not prepared. In this clip, PM Abiy can be heard talking about World Bank president, newly appointed. And he mentions the tenure of World Bank president. He says that, not quote unquote, he says that hopefully when you leave the office after a couple of years, 2 years, by now you would have implemented reforms. World Bank president replies that his tenure is for 5 years, not 2 years. Again, a sign of not being prepared. PM Abiy should have been prepared for this appearance at world level. He was in France. Entire world was watching him. So obviously, he should have been prepared.
The new CEO, the new president of the World Bank, the lucky person. I'm sure he will not stay in the office for a couple of years and leave us without doing significant reform.
Thank you, Bruno. And Mr. Prime Minister, you clearly know something I don't know, which is if I'm only here for 2 years as compared to the 5 years I'm supposed to be, then something about you is telling me a message. So I'm hoping I can stick around for the 5.
Secondly, viewers, YouTube channel became inactive last year when the channel creators were arrested by the government. The channel had massive following. Ethio Forum, it produced some good reports, though it was criticized of being pro-Tigray, pro-TPLF, very critical of the Prime Minister of Ethiopia, of Ethiopian federal government. Yasser Shimalis and Ababe Bayo, 2 journalists who were running the channel, they were arrested I think twice. They were released on bail. Their office, channel office equipment were seized by security forces too. They were based in Addis Ababa. So after they released, they decided to leave Ethiopia. Both are now abroad, maybe in Europe, I think. And now they have reactivated Ethio Forum. Let's hope that now we'll be able to see quality content from Ethio Forum. Problem with Ethiopian media is that ESAT, Ethio 360, Ethio Forum, OMN, several others, they become one-sided in their reporting. People accuse them of working on a particular agenda, accuse them of working for a specific ethnic group. They should not be loyal to any ethnic group or any other region. That is why in some cases they are arrested. I don't back their arrests, their detention by the government. Government should allow these journalists to work freely. At the same time, the journalists should also ensure that they are impartial, that they are neutral. Let's see what Ethio Forum does in coming days in terms of the quality of its reporting. Thirdly, viewers, Mesafent, the Fano commander, escaped once again. Mesafent came close to be captured a few weeks ago when Ethiopian military launched an operation near Gondar city. Reportedly, he was about to be captured, but he called for support. People from Gondar, from nearby areas, armed, because people are armed mostly in rural areas of Gondar, in North Gondar. They then rushed to support Mesafent. The siege which Mesafent was under was broken and he survived. He escaped, and then locals took to the streets. In Gondar, we saw protests to security forces had to retreat. Those security forces are still in Gondar, outside Gondar city reportedly. A new operation against Mesafent in the Bath, reportedly. In the Bath, a hotel was raided by security forces where Mesafent was staying. Mesafent managed to escape. Hemanath Mesanao is the name of the hotel in the Bath town city. Security forces surrounded the hotel. They fired at the hotel. Later, they carried out complete search of the hotel. Hotel building was partially damaged. Mesafent managed to escape. Again, about to be captured, but he was not found. He was about to be captured, but somehow he got the intelligence and he managed to escape. The hotel owner wants damages, that his hotel was illegally raided, it was damaged property, damaged too. But Mesafent has managed to escape reportedly. Fourthly, viewers, a lawyer has been arrested in Addis Ababa, Ethiopian capital reportedly. He provides legal support to those groups, those people who are under state repression. He is lawyer of several Fano fighters, several Amhara journalists, activists. They are being represented by this lawyer. Interestingly, the lawyer was arrested in the past too, when EPRDA was in power and Colonel Damakis Zadu was in prison. He was Colonel Damakis Zadu's lawyer too, and he was arrested back then by TPLF's EPRDF government. Now, PP arrested him twice. This is second time the lawyer has been arrested. He was arrested first time a few months ago, then he was granted bail. Alilegan Mehrato is the name of the lawyer. I read a video when he was arrested a few months ago. Later granted bail and today again arrested from his residence in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. So the campaign by the government, by security forces to arrest those who are supporting Fano factions, Fano fighters, who are representing them in courts is continuing. Fano fighters, Amhara hardliners, they have a right to be represented by lawyers. This right cannot be taken away from them. So lawyers should not be targeted. If lawyers are involved in some crime, in some wrongdoing, yes, they can be charged. But if the only crime is that they are representing those who are in prisons, it is not a crime. At least there is someone who can represent the Fano supporters, activists at courts. That is what their right is. Fano fighters have right to be represented. They have right to get legal support. But it is being denied by the government, it seems. Lastly, viewers, Sudan. Heavy clashes ongoing since this morning, since Saturday morning in Nyala. Nyala is in South Darfur. We know that in South and North Darfur, in Nyala, in Al-Fashir, local communities, local elders, government officials, they mediated between rapid support forces and Sudanese military, and there was relative calm in these two cities last month. Before that, though we saw fighting, but it was mainly in West Darfur, in Al Janina, then in Zalinji. Al-Fashir and Nyala remained relatively calm. Things have changed now, viewers. Those community mediated ceasefires have collapsed. There was fighting in Al-Fashir 2 days ago. Several were injured. RSF gradually encircling Al-Fashir. In Nyala, heavy fighting since this morning. Heavy weapons, artillery pieces, shelling happening in Nyala. Unknown number of people injured and killed. So entire Darfur is now destabilized. There is no ceasefire now. West Darfur already destroyed, central to north and south now. Now, in the next coming days, people should be careful about what's going to happen in North and South Darfur. RSF will try to sweep across North and South Darfur and will lead to involvement of other groups too in this war, like Minawi, like other groups based in the area. Like in Kordofan, now SPLM is involved, Al Hilo group, fighting close to Kadugli was reported yesterday. In Al Ubaid, the North Kordofan, RSF and SAF are fighting, clashes yesterday between them. In South Kordofan, near Kadugli, Sudanese army and SPLM Al Hilo group fighters fought yesterday. So, Kordofan is being destabilized too. Darfur, parts of it destroyed. Other parts, with the relative calm, are now starting to see rising of tensions and start of small-scale fighting, which can turn into large-scale brutal fighting like we saw in Al Janina, to some extent in Zalinji too. I think for watching.